Hi, my name is Wendell Tan, and for our group project, which include the group members David and Eric, and our topic would be from China's Great Wall to Trump's Mexico War, what America can learn from China's imperial past. So now Eric will start presenting for our project right now. Eric?
Thanks, Wendell. The Chinese spent centuries using the wall as a means of defending their land and culture from nomadic tribes, Mongol raiders, and other political enemies. During the rule of the Mongol Yuan dynasty, at first led by Genghis Khan in the early 13th century, the wall was mostly used as a trading outpost to help the ruling government put down rebels. The Great Wall of China was primarily built as a protection against foreign invaders. However, there were impacts within the borders of the wall which stemmed from the benefits of having personal security. Beneficial impacts on the Chinese economy due to safeguards to business led to beneficial impacts to the Chinese society as a whole. Because of the Great Wall of China, the Chinese population saw a progressive in culture and quality of life. The Great Wall of China provided protection on many fronts in the process of culture and the development of the nation's economy. In the terms of the nation's economy, the Great Wall of China safeguarded the Silk Road, which was the main land route connecting Asia and Europe. Because of the valuable goods transported across the Silk Road, merchants were vulnerable to attacks by bandits. The Great Wall of China provided protection against bandits that would attempt to steal such expensive goods. In this regard, not only did business flourish and the Chinese economy along with it, but the Chinese population was able to benefit from the use of goods from foreign lands, which enabled a heightened quality of life. More importantly, the wall acted as a tool for the Chinese government to be able to collect taxes earned from trading along its borders. By establishing a filter through which merchants could trade through, the government would be able to sell trade permits to business people and collect taxes on the revenue which was earned from each transaction. This transaction greatly increased the financial standings of the central Chinese government. The Great Wall of China continues to bring economic and social beneficial impacts as a cultural landmark and well-regarded travel destination. In 221 BC, the First Qin Empire unified the country and merged previous erected barriers meant to protect the states from each other to form an outward-looking wall. They built for a decade straight as the evolving nation sought to protect itself from nomadic tribes to its north. For centuries, New All came up in fits and starts. The Ming Dynasty, which ruled from 1368 to 1644, at approximately 5,000 miles. During its construction, approximately 100 million tons were used to construct the wall, consisting of brick, stone, soil, sand, and wood. To construct the wall, human workers were used, commonly used peasants and rebels, with soldiers enforcing the work. It is estimated that approximately 70% of the Chinese population helped to construct the wall. Benefits of the Chinese Great Wall include a historic northern Chinese border, which was used to prevent invasion from nomadic groups. They were able to maintain regulations along the Silk Road. They could control immigration and emigration. They were able to monitor trade, and it was a transportation corridor. However, drawbacks included that millions of Chinese perished while constructing the wall, that some say was not even effective because the Hans were able to still conquer into the Chinese country because they were border that was left exposed. And finally, it was very expensive. human capital was used, human labor was used, and it is estimated that between $1 and $5 million per mile of wall was its final cost. So, that's it for the Great Wall of China. David, take it away.
Thank you, Eric. In just the same way that China built the Great Wall of China for economic, business, and social benefits, the US-Mexico border wall is designed for beneficial reasons from a socio-economic standpoint. Illegal immigration is a big and real problem that the US has been facing for a long time. It gets worse each day as illegal immigrants bring illegal commodities and evil intentions into the country with them. Drug dealing and human trafficking is a real issue too. Legal immigrants are not a problem, but illegal ones are. The US-Mexico border wall is designed to eliminate or greatly limit the crossing of illegal immigrants into the United States. The wall will make people safer. Staying safe is everyone's priority, and everyone should feel safe in their own environment. Moreover, the U.S. economy is in no way ready to receive immigrants. According to reports, average illegal immigration household receives about $24,000 in government benefit through welfare, but their annual taxes account for only half that. Proponents of the border wall will also make the argument that unemployment rates for legal U.S. citizens will decrease sharply after the construction of the wall, based on the notion that the jobs which illegal immigrants currently hold will be left vacant for U.S. citizens to fill once the illegal immigrants have been deported out of the U.S. Socially, people will feel safer knowing that immigrants will be vetted for safety before entering the United States. Economically, the welfare system will create much less of a burden for the average American taxpayer who will no longer be supporting the welfare of countless illegal immigrants. From a business standpoint, local companies will be able to employ more skilled domestic labor, which will parallel the shift to new emerging technologies in the industrial sector. There are many drawbacks to the building of a US-Mexico border wall. The monetary cost of the wall is estimated to be between $10 to $12 billion. This would require raising tariffs on imports, remittances, border adjustment taxes, increasing travel visas and border crossing fees, and increasing the amount of money taxpayers pay to subsidize the wall. While the Great Wall of China came at a heavy cost, in many cases due to human lives, it did not achieve its purpose. From a social standpoint, the sheer number of people who died in the construction was staggering. From an economic standpoint, the cost of the Trump wall will be staggering. The cost associated with construction will most likely be assumed by the American people, who will face higher taxes to compensate for the wall building. Just as the Great Wall of China ultimately failed in keeping out the Huns, the US-Mexico border wall will ultimately fail in keeping out all illegal immigrants. The wall is not going to be impregnable. However, there are benefits to the US-Mexico border wall, which we discussed earlier. The largest drawback to the wall, perhaps, is in the social factor. The wall will have a great impact on the segregation of two cultures, which will lead to less cultural understanding and partnership between the two nations. Illegal immigration is a plague that should be done away with, but a wall symbolizes discrimination and racism. It would jeopardize the United States' relationship with Mexico, who will feel viewed down upon as a nation of drug dealers and traffickers. There are many reasons why, like with the Great Wall of China, the two countries should come to diplomatic resolutions and partnerships with which to strengthen the two nations' ties to one another, while at the same time working together to end the illegal immigration epidemic which Americans are so concerned about today. Overall, there are benefits and drawbacks to the construction of both the Great Wall of China and the U.S.-Mexico border wall. While the Great Wall of China did a relatively effective job of regulating traffic between China and its border nations, there may have been alternative methods with which to achieve social, economic, and political goals. This notion should be reflected upon by America's current political administration, who should work with Mexico to achieve the goal of regulating the two countries' illegal immigration crisis without having to incur the social, economic, and political costs that the wall will be built with. Okay.